Hey Canucks fans, welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary for Sunday, December the 9th. I'm Clay Emo, I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter, I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm a founding member of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. I know this is my second video of the day, but I'm too pumped, I'm too excited, I'm too hyped. The Vancouver Canucks pummeled, they crushed, they destroyed the St. Louis Blues 6-1 to start off a quick 3-game road trip. Led by Elias Pettersson's 5 points, his second 5-point game of the season. The last 5 weeks, actually. The first one against Colorado at the start of November. And led by Brock Boeser's hat trick. Also led by Josh Leivo's +4 rating. I'm kind of joking there. It's probably I joked around on Twitter. It's probably the easiest +4 he will ever get. Not that he wasn't working. He was creating space, acting as a decoy, crowding the net, but didn't get credited for any points. But he still gets a nice +4 in his stat line. Before I talk about the game, and before I talk about my big question, which is really, this is what I want to lead to, is do you think that Elias Pettersson and Brock Boeser, do you think they have the potential to be as good as the Sedins? And I'll talk about that at length in a second. But I want to give a quick shout out to my man Chris Faber. I appeared on his Canucks Conversation podcast this morning along with Josh, funny, I'm saying this and a tweet just came out right now. Josh the Zamboni guy. So make sure you take a listen to this podcast. It's the fastest 52 minutes you ever hear, and it was an honor to be on the podcast in just his third episode. Josh's stuff is really, really good. He was very insightful and very, very, very creative and very funny, very good to listen to. And I hope I continue that trend when I came in after him as a second guest. So make sure you check it out. I've tweeted out a couple times today, but you can find it easily. It's Canucks Conversation, and it's done by Christopher Faber. Great job, Chris. Thanks for having me on once again. Okay, so that started off my day quite well. Recorded that, and then recorded my quick vlog about Antoine Roussel. You may have seen that. Check that out if you haven't seen that. Then I came to work, and I've been at work all day. And yes, I was working on a Sunday, but we had a nice gathering at our workplace and for one of the ministries that I help run. So it was great. We had 100 people here, including 36 special needs kids, children and teenagers, which was awesome. Very great day. But I knew I couldn't watch the game, so I was following the Twitter, following the tweets and notifications. Then I see it's 1-0, then it's 2-0, then it's 3-0, and then it's, the goalie gets pulled, then it's 4-0, then it's 5-0. So finally at 5-0, I quickly looked at not even the box score or the game stats, but I looked at the scoring summary, and I thought I only saw 3 Pettersson points. So I said, I did a quick tweet sharing my song with Marie, the How Sweet It Is, any excuse to share that song. And I said, hey, with Pettersson scoring 3 points already, now is a great time to share our song once again. Haha, whatever. And then within 10 seconds or maybe about a minute, I got about half a dozen tweets back saying, hey, it's 4 points, it's 4 points, can't you count, it's 4 points. So then I went back and I sheepishly didn't pick up one of his assists. So instead of thinking it was a goal and 2, it was actually a goal and 3. So 4 points, not 3. And I could have used the excuse that I'm at work and I wasn't following the game. Both things were true, but I don't have an excuse for not being able to count to 4 properly. So yes, it was 4 points, and obviously he ends up with one more assist on Boeser's hat trick goal to make it 5 points. And an excellent game for obviously Pettersson and Brock Boeser. So while I was at work and following all these tweets, a couple funny things came up, and one of them was the fact that Lego Rocks 99, Lego Rocks Gaming, one of my good friends, well, I haven't actually met him, but he seems like a really good guy, but certainly one of the great Canucks YouTubers out there. He basically reminded me that there's no such thing as a Clay jersey curse, because as you guys remember, in September I was debating getting a Boeser or a Pettersson. End up getting them both. Of course, both Boeser and Pettersson got hurt at the start of the season, near the start of the season, so of course it's a Clay jersey curse. But now I'm calling it's a Clay jersey blessing, not just because I bought the jerseys, but hey, those are the 2 jerseys I have. Also, Sean has a Horvat. So I'm happy that, and I'm calling it, they're not, well, we don't know for sure, but I don't think they're getting hurt. Besides, if it was, it's not because of me, but obviously awesome that I'm going with a jersey blessing and not a jersey curse. So let's talk about Boeser. Let's talk about Pettersson. And actually, before we do that, overall, just want to mention one of Boeser's goals, his first goal, the one where he took a wrist shot high, a snap shot high from the slot, bounced off the boards, then came back and hit Jake Allen's left pad or left leg, and then bounced in the net. Very reminiscent of what Troy Stecher did, not intentionally, or maybe it was intentionally, at the Super Skills when he came in with the lacrosse stick or broom or whatever you call it. This is so bad, I don't know what you call it, the lacrosse thing. And he took a shot in honor of the Warriors. It bounced off the boards, came back, hit the replacement goalie, the trainer, in the back, and then went in the net. And it was very similar. Boeser's goal was very similar today. In fact, I think he was channeling his inner Troy Stetcher for that goal. So, you know, you get some good goals, you get some bad goals, you get some fluky goals. They all count, and Boeser had 3 of them tonight. Okay, so here's what I want to get to really quickly. Boeser with his 3 goals now has 17 points in 19 games. Pettersson with his 5 points, a goal and 4 assists, already has 30 points in just 26 games. Pettersson's 30 points are made up of 15 goals, 15 assists, and that means he's in the same category. I think Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby and Leon Draisaitl, all those guys have 15 goals on the season. I think Austin Matthews has only 15 or 16. Mark Scheifele has only 15 or 16. So that's some pretty good company. And it's made more astounding by the fact that Pettersson is a rookie and he missed 2 weeks of the season. So here he is with 15 goals already, tied with guys like Crosby and McDavid, known as the 2 best players in the league right now. Tied or 1 goal behind guys like Matthews and Scheifele and Draisaitl. It's nuts. The fact that he's with those 5 guys alone is saying something truly special. I can't wait to see him in person at the All-Star. Well, I see Pettersson in person when he's here, but I can't wait to see him play against the other greats in the NHL when he's a lock to be our Canucks representative at the All-Star game. It would be cool if we got 2, if Boeser went as well, or Horvat. But, you know, being a team that's not so high in the standings, I don't think they're going to get multiple players on the 11-man Pacific roster, especially when you have guys like, guys from teams like the Sharks and like the Flames and even the Vegas Golden Knights. Okay, but that's another video. So let's talk about my question. I put it on Twitter. I said, do Boeser and Pettersson, I didn't use the word together, combined, but I said, do Pettersson and Boeser have the potential to be as good as the Sedins? I didn't say better. I said, do they have the potential to be as good? Got 400 votes in the first hour that I posted. Obviously, it's a hot topic. It's a topic that Canucks fans want to vote about, or at least talk about. And 89% of those 400 votes, 89% said yes, and only 11% said no. Now, I think it's important to look at the context. We're obviously excited because Pettersson is lighting the league on fire. We're obviously excited because it was an 8-point, game between the 2 of them, and we're coming off a Canucks win. So it's very easy to slant or to be biased towards the yes votes. But that's 89%. That's not 59, 69, 79%. That's 89%. Those that were in the 11% said, well, I can't see them having joint 100-point seasons like the Sedins did. I'm not sure if they're going to win a Hart Trophy or an Art Ross or a Ted Lindsay Award. And I get all that. And there's obviously the Sedinary, right? The connection that the brothers had as twins. And obviously, Boeser and Pettersson, they're not related, so they're not going to have that same connection. But overall, I think there's a case, you could make a case right now that they have the potential to be as good or as better than the Sedins. And when you say as good or better, whether you're talking about awards or point totals or leading our team to Stanley Cup, whatever definition you want to use, 89% of you are saying yes. And when you look at the points, you look at the true objective points, it's hard to argue that Boeser and Pettersson won't be as good, if not better. When the Sedins came in, obviously there were awesome circumstances for Brian Burke to get them. We know of all the series of trades he made to get them Daniel at number 2 and Henrik at number 3 in the 1999 draft. Then they take a year and then they come over and they play. And Henrik's points, he played between 75 and 82 games. So the good thing for both Henrik and Daniel, very durable. Showing that they're very durable back in the day. So they played between 75 and 82 games for almost all their seasons, especially the first ones. And Henrik's points that went like this in his first 4 seasons: 29, 36, 39, 42. Again, it was a nice progression, but it's 29, 36, 39, 42. So he had 42 points after his 4th season. Daniel started off a bit better and ended up a bit better, but he regressed somehow in the middle. He went 34, 32, 31, then 54. Again, 34, 32, 31, and then 54. So Daniel's 4th season had 54 points. Henrik's 4th season had 42. And then it was the lockout year of 2004, 2005. And then they came back and they started putting up 70 points, 75 points, 80 points, and then moving towards their 100-point seasons. So they almost became point-per-game players in their 5th season, or just under 0.9 points per game. But it took them to their 5th season. We're already seeing that Brock Boeser last year had 55 points in 62 games, just about a 0.8 points per game. And this year he has 17 points in 19 games after a couple of really slow games. And I can see that, especially if he continues to play with Pettersson, I can see him being point per game already in his 2nd season. So Boeser already had 55 points in his first year, a total that took Henrik and Daniel 5 seasons to get to. You look at Pettersson, he already has 30 points in just 26 games. That means he has already surpassed Henrik Sedin's total of 29 in Henrik's rookie season. he'll certainly crush Daniel's total of 34 points in his first season. And maybe you can kind of draw this comparisons of Pettersson to Henrik or Daniel, the fact that he's a center, so that's Henrik, he's from Sweden. But already you can see that Pettersson is having much more of an impact in the Canucks lineup than this in his first year than the Sedins did in their first year. In fact, as I was saying, the Sedins were playing well and progressing well as second line players. It wasn't until their 5th or 6th seasons where they started to produce as first line players. You could argue that Pettersson and Boeser's line is the top line, although you kind of want to say Horvat's top line is the top line too. But tonight, Boeser and Pettersson's line played as the top line. So we call it the top line or the second line. Already, their rookie year production, and in Boeser's case, his second year production, is miles ahead of where the Sedins were. The other interesting parallel I draw is if Boeser and Pettersson continue to play together, play well together, and pile up the points, is Bo Horvat, their second line center, so to speak, kind of becomes to Pettersson and Boeser what Ryan Kesler was to the Sedins as the Sedins became top line players. So once Naslund and Bertuzzi and Morrison moved on, it was the Sedins in the top line, it was Kesler playing on that second line. And Kesler, known for his shutdown, his defensive capabilities, probably stronger defensively than Horvat is right now. Maybe Horvat will get to that. But maybe Horvat is showing more offensive potential than Kesler. And that's saying a lot because Kesler did have a lot of, he has a great skater, he had a good shot, and it was very aggressive, maybe more aggressive than Horvat was, and much more of a jerk than Horvat is. So, the comparisons aren't perfect, but I can still see where Horvat can still play well in a second, a 2C role, as opposed to the top line center. That's obviously going to be Pettersson. It will be Pettersson by the end of the season, I think. So I like that parallel too between Horvat and Kesler to Pettersson, Boeser, and the Sedins. So there's a lot here that we can talk about. Will the Boeser and Pettersson end up playing together down the road? We don't know that for sure. Obviously, the Sedins did their entire career. We don't know if Boeser and Pettersson will stay together. I hope they stay Canucks forever, but maybe they get split up to spread out the scoring. But it's so easy it's so early to talk about this. Pettersson's only played 26 games total, but the majority of them have been with Brock Boeser. So a lot to digest. You can tell I'm excited. It was a good day. The podcast, the great work event, the Canucks win, and now this video talking about the potential of Boeser and Pettersson being better than the Sedins. Who would have thought, especially just 26 games in for Pettersson in his rookie season. Canucks fans, there's a lot here to digest. I just blabbed for 12 and a half minutes. I want to know what you think. I always say this, leave a comment below. I love to read, react, and reply. But this is one where I really want to hear from you. Do you think the Boeser and Pettersson have the potential to be as good or better than the Sedins? And don't just say yes or no or Clay, get off your rocker. Or you're off your rocker. Tell me why. Tell me why. Back it up, whether it's with stats or just your own analysis or your gut feeling. I don't care, but give me some reasons that I can get into, that I can reply to. And it's very, very exciting. The Canucks have now won 2 in a row. They're off for their next game and before they come home for their last homestand before Christmas. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited. It's a good day for those that it's a good day for the GLCPC. How's that? Because we're positive the Canucks played well and we're all looking good. So subscribe to this channel if you'd like to. Like this video if you'd like to. Leave a comment below so I can read, react, and reply. Have a great night. I know I will. I'm in a good mood. You can tell. God bless and go Canucks go.